What is going on, guys? It's Jacob here from Lit Capital, bringing you another market outlook for the week ahead, solo. Hope you guys are looking forward to another trading week full of opportunities. I certainly am. Before we get into the charts, obviously, if you haven't and you'd like to get started on your trading career and learning the skill set and learning the strategy and understanding the charts and the price action, head over to litcapital.co.uk and make an inquiry with us. We'd be happy to help in terms of mentoring or just actually getting access to our Discord, which is only £25 a month for that service. And join our community. There's a ton of content in there, a ton of value in there. For those that are not in a community and kind of just solo or trading by themselves, it may be good to kind of link up with people that are like-minded and are looking for opportunities weekly like yourself. Okay, so head over to the website now. We'd be happy to help you. Okay, so going into the week ahead fundamentally, which we normally do, we're just going to check what exactly fundamentally we can see in terms of potential opportunities on certain currencies. Okay, please be aware as well, guys, like before the week ended, it's not exactly a scheduled fundamental update, but what we kind of been getting throughout last week. And I'll talk about it when I get to the charts, but throughout last week, we was getting a lot of news regarding Russia and Ukraine and what is kind of going on there with the potential, I don't want to say, war on the hands, but, there's a lot of political tension over in those areas where we could actually see the markets reacting to that as well. Okay, so definitely be careful and aware and have one eye to, what is going on politically and worldwide, because it's not just specific currencies which are going to be affected. It might be across the board. It could be equities being affected. Gold has definitely been affected. Oil has definitely been affected, and so forth. Okay, so throughout the week, you're probably going to get, or we're probably going to get some updates on what is actually going on with Russia and Ukraine. Okay, because US are basically pressuring Russia to not actually pursue wanting to go into Ukraine, and that could have some detrimental effects. So let's see how it goes. Okay, excuse me. Right, so going into it. As we open up on the market, this got a few hours. We've got like 6-7 hours. We have news from the PMI from the Australian dollar. Okay, so we got PMI to open up. For those that are trading Aussie pairs, definitely be careful in the Sydney and Tokyo sessions to see what's happening. Going into Monday, we have a lot of PMI from the Euro countries as well as the Great British Pound. We have PMI news for the pound as well. So busy morning on Monday following that outlook. We also have ADP employment change for the CAD. For those that do trade CAD pairs, definitely be on the lookout for that in the Monday afternoon. Going into Tuesday, it's a bit slow. Again, we have business climate. It says high impact. I've never actually seen that before. So I'm not taking that one too seriously. It does say high impact, but you don't need to take it seriously, I don't believe. Excuse me, we have PMI data from the US as well, so manufacturing data coming out of the US the following day from Monday. That finishes that day off, and then going into Wednesday, we've got consumer confidence coming out of Germany. That is important. We have a speech from one of the figures over in the European Central Bank. We'll see what that is about as well. Going into Thursday, Bank of no, it's Austria. It's not important. We got GDP growth rate for the US, okay, as well as initial jobless claims. So a lot of unemployment data coming out on Thursday. We have home sales as well coming out of the US. To finish off the Thursday, we have retail sales for the New Zealand dollar, okay. Finally, we get to Friday. We have consumer confidence for the pound. We have some inflation, coming out of France, it seems. And then later on in the afternoon, we have durable goods orders, personal spending, and Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay, so there is a lot of news that could be deemed high impact and very important, but it's not your standout stuff like interest rates and unemployment data in terms of like what we normally get per month. We've kind of had it. We're coming to the end of the month. It is the last week of February, so do remember that as well. You might see a slowdown as we approach the end of the month. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to take you over to the charts, and I want to start with the dollar. Okay, so last week was very, very slow personally, because most of the things that I do trade tend to be dollar related. Okay, so what we kind of had from the dollar is we had a range where we didn't actually get a real direction for the whole week. Right, we kind of opened up here. We pushed down, we pushed up, then we pushed back down again, and we were stalling here for a majority of the time. So it was very difficult to read what the dollar wanted to do. As we kind of got towards the end of Friday evening and Friday afternoon, we did start to push to the upside, which was forcing majors down and stuff like that. But my interpretation of what the dollar was doing last week was that it was kind of consolidating and ranging. So most of the moves intraday, you know, you just had to be happy with taking what you could get in regards to the small moves that it was given. It didn't give us the large swings that we're normally looking for and things like that. So the dollar, in my opinion, I am still bullish on it. I am aware that within the range it's created, we kind of left the lows and we formed a high here, of course, but it will be interesting to see, like I said, once the market opens with what is happening politically, if we're going to get volatility as soon as the market opens, or will it be progressive with the dollar? But I would like to see if we could potentially get a pullback on the dollar before heading higher. I would like to see if we could do that. I am wary of these lows that we created in the range, if we would like to go below that or not. One thing I would say that I noticed is that we actually bounced off the 62% where we had this daily swing. So where we had the 79%, we pushed up, we kind of retested 62, and we are, in my opinion, able to push up again. I would just like to see a potential pullback to feel some imbalance before heading higher. So what that could mean for some of the pairs that I'm looking at, I want to start with gold, because gold was on a mammoth push to the upside last week. Again, making sense once you understand what was going on around the world. You know, gold was definitely an asset that was being bought heavily and has been getting bought heavily. Okay, we actually touched above the 1900 level. Okay, we haven't approached this level since last year. If I take you to the bigger picture, one thing I'm wary of is we have a weekly high here where price could want to push above, as well as on the daily. If we look to the left, we have a couple highs here as well that would include that weekly high. So I am wary of the fact that we could want to maybe get above there as we have some equal highs, it looks like it seems, and then potentially look to see if we can actually come down after doing so. If it does not take the high out, I would actually still favor a retracement lower, then look for buyers below, because what we can kind of see in terms of the, if I go back to the 4-hour, and just some of the swings that we've been doing in terms of actually heading higher and stuff like that. We had a retracement here, which was actually at the 50% level, and then we pushed higher. So in my opinion, we could be able to actually see price come back to that level if the high does not get taken out. That's what I would be looking for, because if we have that target that is still basically untouched and we come down, we could then be lining up buyers at some point to then push higher. Okay, so let's see again how the market opens and what it develops going into, you know, the first Asian session later on today, and then we can kind of make an assessment closer, because there is a lot of outstanding liquidity to the left. We could then want to target that. We did have a setup on Friday, which is given out on our Discord as well, for the short. We are still actually active in this short, where we kind of played off of a 30 minute candle area. We pushed up, we had a retracement, but then we kind of closed out the session on Friday with it actually coming back to it again. So where there's that reluctance to actually go lower, again, it could be because it's enticing people to sell here and get in and put their money above the old highs that were on the daily and weekly chart. So just be aware of that. This chart, I will give my thoughts in the Discord on what I kind of want to see from gold as well. If you're not in the Discord again and you'd like access, head over to the website where you can join our community and see our charts as well. The other thing I got for you guys is GBPUSD. Again, pretty similar with gold in regards to leaving, if we go on the 8 hour, we've left some equal highs here before pushing down. So again, if we can actually get back lower and keep that intact, I would be favoring buys from a bit lower. So what I've kind of got is two potential areas. This will be the first area in terms of this is a smaller time frame swing here, where we kind of, you could see that we had the low here, wipe this liquidity out and then rise up there. So we could, I'm favoring, if there is a 1 hour area that I'm interested in, when we get down to it, what it starts to look like is another thing, because if the dollar is still bullish and it's pushing up, I do believe we can actually get back a lot further to the downside before getting the buy. So that is just one thing that I've noticed, is that where we was in this range, we kind of dipped the lower the range, we pushed up, we didn't actually take out the higher the range, and we actually formed a double top, okay? So what I'm kind of looking for in that regard is the daily swing, which what I'll be looking at is here to here. I would actually look to see if we can get down a lot lower than that potential area. If it does leave, if it wants to leave that area intact and it comes lower than the low, which wiped those lows, I would understand that as well. It would make sense to me for it to do that, because we do have reason to come lower from a fib perspective on the daily chart. Okay, so what we could anticipate again is looking to see what the market looks like when we open, if we get any gaps or anything in that regard, and then kind of measure, you know, if we're going to be in line for a bullish dollar to start the week, or a bearish pound to start the week. So we just need to kind of figure that out, because it's left the double top. It is, you know, it's quite a great target that it would want to get to above. It's just where exactly can we get the opportunity to buy this from potentially. So let's wait and see, because it's going to sway my decision in looking for the sell to actually pass this point, or looking for the buy to actually pass that point. So there's a couple things on the horizon with GBPUSD. We just need to kind of figure out what the dollar wants to do, whether it wants to go for those equal lows before getting stronger, or if it wants to just take off from where it is. Okay, so those are the two things that I'm kind of going to give you guys today. I do have a couple more charts, but I want to post it in the Discord, just because I feel like I've given, you know, enough value in regards to what we kind of got going on to start the week. So hope you guys enjoyed the setups. Again, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? Get the notifications and be in tune with when we are releasing these videos. And for those as well that don't know, we have started the midweek outlooks as well, which is exclusive content only for the Discord, okay? So those that are in the Discord, we will be bringing midweek outlooks every Wednesday, based off of what we kind of had in terms of the outlook to start the week. So this will be the start of the week, what we kind of look for. As we get to midweek, we're going to have a lot more data to then conclude, okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with that. You know the vibes. It's lit side. And remember, every day is money day. Peace.